everyone, welcome to another Throwback Thursday. I'm a-hole Joanna Bronson, and I'm so excited to share with you my childhood inspirations. Guys, I'm telling you, your childhood inspirations you can find in the work you're doing today. You can find it in the way that you process a character and you break down a script, and the things that resonate with you, I guarantee somewhere exist in your childhood. And for me, I grew up on Disney films. Yes, I do find now, as a woman and with a feminist point of view, that the stories that they tell about princesses and damsels and princes, like, there's definitely something in there that is changing now, and it's exciting to see in the Rebel for Girls books and just the new politically correct versions of these stories. But as a kid, I found that it wasn't so much about the romances of things. I found that it was the story about love in all of it, because there always seemed to be some form or facet of love in these stories. And I find it today in my writing. I found it when I was going through school to be an animator. I wanted to work for Pixar, and I find, like, I get blown away by the animation that's done today, because growing up with it as a kid, cartoons were my thing. Saturday morning cartoons, X-Men, the Disney films, I watched all of them, and I just remember I would pick one out and watch it every single night. And I'm so grateful that I was able to do that as a kid, because it gave me some kind of emotional language. I found that that was my way of feeling. That was my way of understanding how I was feeling at the time, because I had some traumas and there was things that I was trying to figure out. And for some reason, I found it to be fascinating, and it helped me cope. On top of which, I started, like, drawing. I started drawing the characters, trying to copy them from the television. You know, VCR days, it was like put the paper on the TV in color and things like that. Some things you guys will not know about. Sorry, millennials and under, but I'm sure you know what VHS is still, I hope. But that being said, Disney does an incredible job of facilitating a fantasy for children, I think. And Pixar is doing a great job of telling new stories, finding new journeys, and just a way to really outpour. And, you know, people are like, oh, it's cartoons, it's for kids. I'm like, I don't know, guys. This Pixar films has some really big subtextual adult learnings in there. Anything outside of Disney and Pixar, one of my favorite films, if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend, is the Lego Movie. I know it's not Disney, but still, it's one of my favorite films, and I cannot believe it wasn't nominated the year that it came out. It's just so well written, the storyline, the visual effects, the way they integrate all the characters and the things that come later. It's just amazing. I highly recommend. So what was your childhood inspiration? What are the things that you want to see in your work? Because I just, in the last couple of years, figured out that, you know, maybe it sounds cheesy, but love. There's always some underdog. There's always some love character that I want to find and help and show their story. And you'll see that in the next year. It's going to be in all my shorts. It's going to be in a feature that I'm writing. And it shows in my characters. When I start to break down my characters in my scripts, I try to look and see what makes them love, what makes them hate, what are the reasons that, you know, that they love themselves and they're proud of themselves for certain things, and what are the things that motivate them not? How do they not love themselves? How do I not love myself enough? And what are the things I'm working on as a person daily to fix and figure those things out? And it all comes from watching those films as a kid. I'm sure it has a lot to do with my upbringing and my sisters and, you know, the friends that I have, but those films really inspired me as a kid. And I'm really curious, what moves you? What are the stories that you want to tell? What are the things that inspired you as a kid? Please leave comments and questions below. I want to see them. I want to see what motivates you. Tell me about some new animation stuff. I'm a total animation and comic book geek. If you can't see them behind me, I'm all about it. I think most of these are all Pixar films. So send me your comments and questions. I'll get to them as soon as possible. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.